Welcome, everybody. My name is Kartik. I'm one of the co-founders of Global, and I want to welcome all of you to the HackMoney finale. You're all watching this thing on ethglobal.tv, and in case you haven't been on this website before, I want to encourage all of you to quickly log in and say hi. If you have any questions for the Global team or anything about the event, you can ask those questions here, and we'll relay those directly onto the live stream. And also for anybody who is joining in and participating, you'll also get a POAP NFT token for being a participant at the event. So for those of you who don't know, ETH Global is an organization with a very simple mission. Our goal is to onboard and bring on thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem. And we do this thing primarily by running hackathons and summits. For HackMoney 2021, we did 3 summits where we did a kickoff summit where we talked about what is happening at a broad level in the world of DeFi. Then on July 1st, we hosted a summit all about MEV and how that affects DeFi and overall ETH2 and just Ethereum in general. And then on Friday, July 2nd, we hosted the Uniswap Grant Summit where we showcased everything that's happening in the incredible ecosystem of Uniswap and how you can get involved in the ecosystem through grants. And while all that was happening, we also had a 3-week-long hackathon where an amazing amount of people built so many incredible projects, all touching various aspects of DeFi. I am super happy to say that this has been ETH Global's biggest event in our 4-year history. We had over 1,100 developers participate from 75 different countries, and they span 19 different time zones. On top of that, for the 3 summits, we had over 1,000 people who are not the same hackers attending and watching everything from afar, trying to get more and more involved into this ecosystem. And on top of that, we also had over 170 sponsors and mentors come in to help out those 1,000+ attendees, representing from 50 different companies to help everybody build their projects. We kind of put everybody on a map to see where everybody was participating from, and it blew our minds on how diverse and spread out this attendee list and just everybody is from this event. And in total, we are also giving about $300,000 in prizes from the hackathons from ETH Global and various sponsors combined, and we'll be going through who won what prizes later today in this meeting. I want to quickly thank so many amazing companies that were part of this event. I want to specifically call out Uniswap Grants Program, Compound Grants Program, Circle, 1inch, Aave, StakeDAO, Badger DAO, Ethereum Foundation, Superfluid Finance, and Balancer. Also Protocol Labs, Kyber, Vega, Nexus Mutual, Rarible, The Graph, Liquidity, UMA, 88MPH, Enzyme, Harmony, Paraswap, Element Finance, Pillar, Polygon, and Flashbots, Oasis, Acropolis, Economy, Consensus, Umbrella, GSN Network, Streamer, Upshot, Starkware, Connext, Covalent, Idle Finance, Pods Finance, InstaDApp, BitGo, Chainlink, Teller Finance, and ENS, and Matcha, QuantStamp, Lemniscap, Hermes Protocol, CoinSpect, and Saddle. They've been incredible supporters for this event for the past few weeks, and they've been super helpful to not only the attendees, but also in helping out with so many amazing workshops and tech talks and getting more and more people involved into the Web3 ecosystem. So overall, this event's been absolutely incredible. We could not be more happy on how things turned out. And on Monday, when submissions ended, we had over 231 projects, all touching DeFi, come out of this hackathon. We spent the last few days going through judging for all these projects. And after everything, I'm super happy to announce that we have 16 finalists that we are going to be showcasing today in this call. And they'll be coming on and demoing what they built over the course of the hackathon. And from there, we'll go on and talk about the prizes that you've won from other sponsors. So in no particular order, I want to congratulate Tesser, Medicis, NostraSwap, Variable Finance, Polynomial Protocol, CompoundSwaps, Stakeall Finance, Li.Finance, Irrevocable, Increment, TreasureBuidl, Tiden, Wido, Claimable, Blockhead, and Splits. These are 16 amazing teams that are going to come on and demo what they've done. Now, as we were looking at all these teams, we saw they all fit nicely into some of these really obvious categories. So what we've done is we've divided them in as protocols, dev tools and analytics, DAOs and NFTs and applications, and they're going to come on as a group and they'll co-present back to back. If you've participated at any of our previous events, you know that we usually bring on some special guests to kind of do a Q&A with our finalists, but because of the incredible number of projects we saw, we decided to bring on more teams here to demo. So there won't be any Q&A this time around, but we'll see an amazing set of back-to-back demos, and we'll move on to the prizes. And before we jump on to our very first demo, I want to really take a second and highlight that for all the 200 plus teams that were not on the list before, it doesn't mean you were not good enough. It doesn't mean that you did something wrong or different. We just wanted to highlight some projects that everybody found super creative and interesting that we wanted to broadcast to everybody out there. But to all of you who spent the last month working on some interesting and amazing things and learned so many different things, I want to encourage all of you to keep building. I want to encourage all of you to continue asking for help on the Global Discord, whether that's technical or anything else that we can do to help you take your project to the next step. We'd be more than happy to continue building this alongside and make sure that you get all the help you need. So congratulations to all 231 projects, and I want to make sure that we recognize all the time and effort and hard work you put into learning something new. And for those of you who are watching this on the live stream, if you are interested in getting a list of all the projects, you can head over to showcase.ethglobal.co and see all 230 plus projects on the website, and check out all the demos and the videos and all the ones that you want to play with directly on their websites. So with that, we are ready for our first category of demos. We're going to bring on 5 incredible protocols, and we're going to start this off with Li.Finance. So we have the Li.Finance team here, and whenever Philip and team are ready, I'll ask them to turn their cameras on and showcase their demo. So welcome.
All right. Hey, so sharing the screen. Can you see me?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Hey guys, so I'm Philip from Li.Finance. Li.Finance is a cross-chain liquidity network aggregation protocol. So what does that mean? Let's start with the problem. Users want to use dApps these days, and it's quite a cumbersome experience, right? Because all their funds are spread across multiple chains, and they have to turn to the community manager and ask them, hey, how can I bridge my funds? And all of that is quite complicated these days. All of this takes too much friction, and we want to simplify it. Luckily, there are plenty of protocols that aim to bridge these funds much more efficiently than native bridges are doing. First and foremost, there's Connects, but there's also HopMatcher, AnySwap, 4chain. All of them have different mechanisms on how to do this bridging. Some are very custodial, some are very much non-custodial, and we aim to aggregate all of them. Because they all have to fill up huge liquidity pools, they're going to focus first and foremost on stable coins in native currencies. So on top of aggregating all of them, we will also connect to PowerSwap 1inch, like DEX aggregators and DEXs on all chains in order to facilitate true any-to-any swaps across chains. And we make that any-to-any swap available as a web front end, as an interface, but it will also be embeddable as a widget and of course be available or accessible via APIs and contracts. For this hackathon, also, of course, for the arbitrageurs, we also have lending protocols on board. So it will be possible to do cross-chain flash loans and cross-chain borrowing, especially for the arbitrageurs. This is quite interesting. For this hackathon, we focused on Connects, PowerSwap in 1inch, and made all of that available as a web front end to have a first prototype. We, of course, support ENS, and we use Covalent and the graph to gather all the necessary data to do so. Now I'm going to show you off the prototype in a small sped up video, because a cross-chain swap still takes 1.5 to 4 minutes, and I want to make sure that you can see the whole user experience. It's quite simple. You select your chain and the target chain. Here you can see 4 different routes we gathered already. Right now on that prototype, you can select your route manually. In the future, all of that is automated and happens behind the surveys. For more advanced users, it will still be possible to select your own route. Let's say you want to pick a more secure one or a faster one or a cheaper one. We will give you all the options, but in the end, all of that should be really, really simple and abstracted away. So speeding things up here, and the swap is almost done. It only takes you signing a few transactions and then you're done. We really believe that in the future, dApp developers shouldn't care about which chain to build on. And it shouldn't bother them which liquidity network is being used on the back-end side. If we use payment solution providers today, we also don't care which payment solutions are used in the back-end, or and furthermore, it should be just as simple as in the real world as it's today. Our next step is going to be to build that widget. The widget is going to be implemented as simple as Google Analytics, just a small snippet, and dApp developers can configure whitelist and blacklist the widget and the used liquidity networks as needed based on your own security level standards. The team consists of 3 people right now. It's Adrian, Max, and me. We are all full stack developers, while I take care of business development. Of course, right now we are fundraising, so please contact us on Telegram and Twitter. There's a Gitcoin grant, follow us on Twitter, bookmark Li.Finance, and I'm happy to chat. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Philip. And that was an incredible first demo for today. We're going to move on to the next one, and I want to welcome NostraSwap to share their demo.
Right. Hi, everyone. So my name is Anawut, and along with my friends, Pongsathorn, Connorpat, Sakshai, and we are from Bangkok, Thailand, and we are part of NostraSwap team. So NostraSwap is a next generation AMM that hopes to tackle by lowering the impermanent loss and also providing Ethereum with a more robust price oracle. The problems that we want to tackle are 3 parts. So first, we see that liquidity providers are taking the full burden on impermanent loss. We see that on-chain price oracles are prone to price spikes and manipulations. And we also see that on-chain price oracles often lag behind their off-chain counterparts. So how do we do that? It's actually pretty simple. We break down our solutions into 2 parts. The first part is to do with reducing the impermanent loss by introducing what we call a post-swap arbitraging. So at the end of every transaction before the transaction end, the trader who wants to swap and makes the transaction, not only that they will swap with NostraSwap, but NostraSwap will also perform an arbitrage with another third-party DEX. And if there's an arbitrage profit there, the profit would be split between liquidity providers and traders in order to compensate for the impermanent loss and price slippage accordingly. The second part of our solution is to do with price oracle, where we want to introduce something we call limited price oracle price impact. So what we would like to do is separate the trading price away from the oracle price, and we impose a limit on the oracle price so that its movement is always limited to a specific small number of percentage per second. So as a result, we are able to get a price oracle that's more accurate than a 30-minute TWAP oracle, while still being robust and being protected against price spikes and manipulations. So now on to performance test and demo. So I'd like to show you here, this is the spot price of Uniswap ETH USDC pool in May 2021. And I would like to focus you on 2 parts, where on the left here, we see a steep and sustained price drop. And our second scenario on the right side here, where there is a flash drop of price on the Uniswap pool. So if we compare it to TWAP, 30-minute TWAP, and against our NostraSwap, you can see that the 30-minute TWAP in dark green here lags behind, while our NostraSwap oracle here follows pretty much the same as the spot price. And now if we look into the second scenario, where there's a flash drop, and comparing it to a 2-minute TWAP, you can see that the 2-minute TWAP in dark green here suffers quite a bit of a price change, while the NostraSwap actually absorbed the flash drop pretty smoothly. And if you compare it to an off-chain price oracle, right, you can see that with an off-chain price oracle in blue and NostraSwap in purple here, you can see that the price pretty much correlates and follows along pretty well comparing to off-chain Oracle. So now onto the demo of the interface, right? So I'm showing you here a liquidity, a wallet that has liquidity here of 1 ETH and 1,000-ish worth of USDT. What I'm going to show you next is I'm switching now to a trader wallet, which is a different wallet. And I'm going to swap 1 ETH into a certain specific USDT here. So I can do a swap here, open MetaMask, say I confirm. What would happen is that, for example, we deploy it onto Rinkeby. And here you can see that there is a swap transaction happens, and the 1 Ether got swapped. But what you also see is that there is a 0.0001 Ether being transferred from the pool itself back into 0.x150, which is the trader wallet. And this is the compensation that the trader gets for performing the extra gas for the arbitrage. Right. So now that I've shown you the post-swap arbitrage, now I'm going to swap the amount from USDT back into ETH so that I can show you the liquidity that I provided and see how it's compared to the original liquidity. Right. So now I'm back to the liquidity provider wallet, and now I'm going to show you my refresh my liquidity, and you can see that from here. What we are getting is 1.37 ETH and also 4,000-ish USDT, which is the profit that we get from the post-swap arbitrage. And if we compare it back and compare it to and generate the APY from here, you can see that we get about 8.54% of APY from the profit of this arbitrage. If you think this is a cool idea, we are about to deploy this to mainnet as our beta. So please follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/NostraSwap. And we'll also love to get in touch with any partnership and collaboration. Thank you.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for that really awesome demo and also walking us through those simulations on managing prices. So with that, we're ready to move on to our next demo, and that is Polynomial Protocol. And I'll have Gautam and team share their demo.
Hi, everyone. We are presenting Polynomial Protocol. Polynomial provides deep liquidity for DeFi options. I'm Gautam with Salman and Mubaris. We are from India. We made Polynomial Protocol. So what's the problem? So currently there are a lot of option protocols in DeFi, but the liquidity is fragmented. So this results in a steep price for the option premium. So we managed to solve this problem by creating a managed liquidity position, which we rebalance frequently using Black-Scholes pricing mechanism. So the managed liquidity position is in Uniswap v3 in a closed price range, and the liquidity is rebalanced frequently to reflect the fair option premium. Now the call options that we have currently are created using UMA's protocol for long short library, and the rebalancing is done using Black-Scholes pricing mechanism, and we use Chainlink price feeds for that. So let's dive right into the demo. It's presently available on hackathon.polynomial.fi. For a normal user, they can just come to our UI and you just select an expiry. Let's say for 2,500 on July 30. You can just buy and we'll redirect you directly to Uniswap. For a normal user, it's as simple as that. You buy an option directly from Uniswap and that's it. And you just swap it right over here. For an option minder, so what he has a lot of options here to do, choices to do. So here you can click and create a new option. If he doesn't find an option which he wants to mint, you just select the strike price and you just create an option. That's it. It's as simple as that. And otherwise, they can mint an option. Let's say over here for July 30, for 2,500, the same one, I want to mint an option. So I enter an amount. It says 0.5 ETH. I minted. It was approved earlier. So the transaction gets processed. I have an example of a transaction here. So what happened over there is that the 0.5 wrapped ETH, it got converted into two tokens, a long token and a short token. This long token represents the option, which upon selling via like an exchange like Uniswap, the user can collect, the minter can collect the premium, and the short token will represent a tokenized covered call at that moment. Otherwise, let's say, oh, that transaction also. If the user doesn't decide to sell it, he can also deposit in a pool. So you just enter the amount, and then you add liquidity. It's also pretty straightforward. So I also have an example for something like that. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So what happened over here is that the long token, which is the option, and the wrap deed, which is our collateral at this time, both got deposited, and the user will get a polynomial liquidity token, which represents his position in the option, and the price is rebalanced frequently using Black-Scholes pricing mechanism to ensure that the price is always in the right position. So this is what happened over here, and so this is a current transaction. I'm going to close it. So suppose if a position is not, or if a liquidity pool is not already there, a user can add a liquidity pool by creating a liquidity pool. So for the strike price 5,000, there was not a liquidity pool existing. So at the initial time, the price is determined by Black-Scholes pricing mechanism as well. So you can see that those are the main functionalities. Other than that, if I go to my portfolio, I can see all the options which I have, and these are the pool positions which I have. And if I go to the options which I have, this option got expired, and here I can press settle, and I can settle my option, or else I can redeem an option if the expiry is like in the future. So I just enter an amount, and I get to redeem the option. You can also withdraw from your pool. Let's say like 5,000, the expiry is already passed. I can withdraw directly, and it's pretty straightforward and simple. And that's it. Let's go back. So currently, like we provide deep liquidity for options. So this we want to make sure that the options have better prices at the moment. In the future, we want to add option aggregation. So we have only UMA at the moment. So we want to add other option protocols such as Sports Finance, Open, etc., and bring all of the options of the same strike price and expiry into a single pool. And we also plan to launch in a couple of months. So reach out to us. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Gautam. And that was a really awesome demo. We're already getting a bunch of questions from the audience. So what I would say is that even though we can ask a lot of those questions because of time here on this call, if all of the finalists want to just log into ethglobal.tv and just answer those directly, we can totally have that going on in parallel. So next up, we have variable finance, and we'll have Sujit come and present the demo.
Hey guys, so we are Team Variable Finance, and here is what we did. We did an approval manager and an on-chain proof of sale network. Here is our team, myself, Sujit, and Saran and Ed. We are from different time zones. Ed is from UK and we both are from India. And here is what we used for building this. We used Chainlink for price oracles and Infura, IPFS, and the Graph protocol. And we also use Uniswap token, Compound token, Circle Dollar, and Trapped BTC for payment options inside our application. So why do we did this? So the main question is, people are accepting payments more in smart contracts, and there should be an easy mechanism for everyone to process any kind of payments inside their application. And also ERC20 approval is been in discussion for a while. It is a fact that it creates a security vulnerability for users because we are approving many applications without any track of it. So here is some statistics for what we did in our project before starting it. So 1 in every 3 transactions in the 3 tokens that we explored was the approval transaction. So if this much amount of gas fees are wasted and the network is inflated by approval transaction, then we have to do something about it. So here is our architecture. We have an approval manager that controls the entire proof of sale network. So approve it once here, spend it anywhere where you go. So I'm going to explain about the first part. So it should be the merchant solution. So anyone who has who wants to become a merchant in our application can do this. So you just put in your normal information, and this image is uploaded to IPFS, and you don't need to do anything more than just filling out this form. This is completely decentralized. We don't have any approval mechanism inside it. So when you just click on register, you would be prompted to MetaMask, and I'm just increasing the gas fee so that we can get it registered very quickly. Okay, so that's it. To become a merchant, you just need to fill up this form. This form is uploaded to IPFS. So now the registration is successful. So you will have your pointer registered to the network, and you'll have a IPFS hash for yourself. And if you just come into your merchant list, you could see that I just got registered. So that's it. This is fetched from the Graph protocol. So now I'm going to pay to the merchant that I have created recently. So I'm just switching the wallet. So I'm just connecting to MetaMask. Everything is completely decentralized and powered by Chainlink. I'm just putting in the oracle of the new merchant that I've created. And I'm just putting in the amount as 10. So that could give me an estimation of this much wrapped BTC. This is calculated from IPFS. Sorry, this is calculated from Chainlink. And then I'm just confirming the payment, and that's it. So you can just virtually pay any merchant anywhere, any ERC20 token. So that's where we are focusing on. Currently, everyone is able to process only the popular tokens, but we want to open up a new space for every token to be accepted as payment. So I think okay, so this is how the payment should work. So I have paid the equivalent amount to the merchant, and if I just log into the merchant dashboard again by switching to the merchant account, so I could see like I should get something into my wallet that was paid. So you can the merchants can scan this, print out this QR code and just paste it to anywhere. Any brick and mortar store can be able to process any ERC20 token as payments. Now the second part of our application would be the approvals manager, and this is in Ethereum mainnet. So I'm just switching to Ethereum mainnet. This is basically a simple thing. You can everyone can manage all the tokens that all the projects that they have approved in their lifetime. So you can see that I have approved to a MetaMask router a while ago, but I don't know what I did and how it got approved here. So by just clicking this thing, I was able to I'll be able to change this approval to some amount. And again, it's in Ethereum mainnet, so it would take a while. So I'll just show exactly how it works. So previously, I was the one who changed this approval to 1. So this is pretty much it. And we are in future, we are trying to implement in smart contract payments, email notifications and stuff, email invoicing, payment solutions like traditional payment systems. If you want to try us out, just head to variable.finance, and we are looking forward to hear from you. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And with that, we are ready for our last demo in the protocol category, and that is Increment. So we'll let Michael present Increment.
Thanks, Kartik. Hey, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm excited to present Increment, a Forex derivatives protocol that we have built at HackMoney 2021. Here's our amazing team with Marcus, Owen, Joe, Chinmay, and myself. And what is the problem that we're trying to solve? From this chart, you can see that US dollar peg stablecoins dominate the market. However, DeFi is global. Individuals and businesses move in and out of crypto through their local currencies. Hence, they are exposed to Forex risks. Our solution is to build an on-chain Forex derivative instrument on Polygon that empowers anyone, including suppliers and borrowers on Aave, to hedge against Forex price movements. From the chart below, you can see that we've built an MVP here at HackMoney for Forex perpetuals, and we do have a vision for future work. So how do our Forex perpetuals work? First, you deposit funds on Increment, which will be built on Polygon. Then utilize these funds as collateral to open long or short positions. We want to support multi-collateral assets, such as A tokens, DAI, USDC, etc. Then the system will mint the corresponding amount of virtual assets into a virtual automated market maker for price discovery. So then the contract price would change accordingly. Some use cases would include hedging, arbitrage on exchanges like FTX, as well as lowering Forex costs, etc. Next, I will show you a demo of our product. So as you can see here, you visit Increment.Finance here, and you click on the top right button, and you start on our dashboard. So first, I want to deposit some funds. I will deposit 30 USDC. So as you can see here, this is on the Coven network. I will approve the deposit here. Coven test network. And as this approves, you should be able to see our $30 here in our holdings in just a second here. There you see it. And then we go to our market. We have a chain link price as well as a contract price. And now we will submit a long position with our collateral at a 5x leverage. Confirm. Now, as that's happening, let's go back to our dashboard. And that's pending. The contract transaction here is pending and should complete in a second here. And you should be able to see our open positions show up right below here with our market size, entry price, market price. Let me just refresh the page. There, you can see that here. And now if you go back to the market, the contract price has actually moved up because we've opened a long position. And we can also close our position. Confirm. Now waiting for that transaction to go through. And once that happens, we are allowed to withdraw our funds back into our MetaMask. So that's complete. As you can see, that position has been closed, and now we can withdraw those funds back into our MetaMask. Confirm. And you can see it's 470 USDC here right now. And in a second, boom, 500 USDC. So that's our demo. And this is a market of, this is a $700 billion market. And we believe that our competitive advantage lies in our UVPs, such as supporting multi-collateral, AMM-based liquidity, layer 2 scalability, and our focus on Forex derivatives using Chainlink Forex oracles, as well as Aave integration. For the path forward, in the short term, we want to focus on our perpetuals platform, implementing more features, adding additional support for collateral, as well as UI, UX optimization, documentation, and tutorials. In the long term, we hope to integrate with Aave, which means that we want to empower Aave users to supply or borrow on Aave and hedge against Forex risks in one single transaction. We also want to build more derivative instruments such as options and forward agreements. That brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you, ETH Global and HackMoney, for such an amazing experience. Check us out at Increment.Finance. And here's our Twitter handle. Feel free to connect with us. Our DMs are open for any collaboration and opportunities. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Michael. That was an awesome demo. And this concludes our 5 protocols. I just want to make a quick observation here that so many of these are ready to be on mainnet, and we have such a wide spectrum of interesting ways to think about AMMs, to new primitives like managing Forex directly, to options protocol that handle liquidity from Uniswap v3, and just so many incredible ways to bring more and more user adoption to DeFi. So congratulations to all 5 of these teams. I'm already seeing a lot of activity on the chat there on ETHglobal.tv. So if you have more questions for any of these teams, feel free to ask those questions there directly, and the members here will be happy to answer those questions for you. So that concludes the protocols category. Next up, we have the NFTs and DAOs, and we have 3 projects we want to highlight. We have Splits, Irrevocable, and TreasureBuidl. So with that, we'll kick us off with our first demo, and Abram will present Splits.
Great. Thanks, Kartik. We are Team Splits. I'm Abram. I worked on the front end, and my partner Will built the back end. We're both in the US. I'm on the East Coast. Will's on the West Coast. Splits is a protocol to trustlessly route funds to participants based on ownership percentages. The first step is to create a split. Each split must have at least 2 recipients, and the ownership across recipients must add to be 100%. As the split earns funds, the balance increases, and at any point in time, the recipients of the split are able to claim their funds. We made this for a few reasons. We wanted a lightweight and trustless profit-sharing tool for groups of people. We're interested in the squad wealth building space and feel that this is more lightweight than setting up a DAO. We also wanted to expand on prior art from platforms like Mirror and Foundation, who have built similar functionality focused mostly around NFTs and auctions. We focus on 2 areas specifically: improving gas efficiency by bulking actions together, and making splits recursive so that recipients of splits can actually be splits. So let's jump into the product. Once you've connected your wallet, you're able to see your dashboard. On your dashboard, you can see lifetime earnings, how much you've claimed, and what funds are claimable by you. You're also able to see the splits that you're earning from and the splits that you've created. So let's go through and create a new split. This split is going to be something that Will and I use for our consulting work. So when we bill a client, the client will be able to just pay this one split, and it'll be split evenly between the 2 of us. So first, I'm going to enter in my address, and then I'm going to enter in Will's. We're going to split this evenly. Okay, great. The split was created. You can now see that we haven't earned anything from it, but that I own 50% of it. So now, as the client, let's go through and deposit some funds. So there are 2 ETH for the work that we did. We're going to send it to the split. Okay, that was confirmed. And so now there's 2 ETH that's sitting in the split waiting to be distributed. So when I go through and split these funds, this is going to make the funds claimable for all the recipients in the split. Okay, great, that worked. So now if we go back to the dashboard, we can see that my claimable funds have increased. So I was added 1 more ETH because there have been 2 ETHs added to the split and I own 50% of it. So before I claim my funds, I'm also going to split the fund sitting in this because I have ownership here as well. So let's split these funds. Great. Okay, so now in one action, I can claim these funds across all of the splits that I'm receiving from. And once I claim these, you should see the balance increase to 15. Okay, so that's the process of how you create, fund, split, and claim your splits. How we made this. The balances for splits and recipients are stored on-chain in one large monolithic contract. And the split details are stored in event logs, passed as call data, and verified by hashing. The stack that we built this includes Solidity, Hardhat, Typechain, Ethers, UsedApp, Next, React, Tailwind, and TypeScript. Some of the things we want to explore in the future include incentivizing the distribution of funds across split recipients, adding proxy contracts for simple transfers into the splits, adding stablecoins and other ERC20 tokens, and farming yield with escrowed funds. So thanks for listening. You can follow us on Twitter @WithSplits.
Thank you so much, Abram. That was an awesome demo. And with that, we are ready to move on to our second demo for this category, and that is Irrevocable. So we're promoting the team shortly, and whenever the team is ready, they can start their demo.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Great. Thanks, Carly. Hi, my name is David Choi, and we are Irrevocable, a liquidity protocol for NFT options. Our team is Conrad, B, and myself, based in Chicago, Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico. Individually, we have worked in art finance, bought NFTs, bought CryptoPunks using a sniper bot, and created a lot of apps. So a bit of context here. Nearly all high-end auction art sales by Sotheby's or Christie's are offered a certain price floor, better known as a guarantee, or an irrevocable bid. About 47% of these auction sales are guaranteed by a third party or the auction place itself. Whereas on the NFT world, new and shiny as it is, there aren't many price supporting tools like an IPO market maker, unless you sell your NFT through a Christie's. And this is what we wanted to bridge. And to give a recent example, the guarantor of the Salvator Mundi by Da Vinci made 135 million without even owning the artwork because he guaranteed a certain price. So let's do all of this on chain. Irrevocable provides a trustless smart contract for NFT sellers to guarantee a certain price floor with a pre-auction agreement with a third-party guarantor. There's a lot of uncertainty and insecurity before an auction. And so before an auction starts, the seller can come in knowing that the NFT will always sell at a certain price, even if the hammer price is lower. Should it be higher, the irrevocable protocol kicks in, and the seller has to be willing to share a bit of the surplus gains with a guarantor. This is similar to a put option, but designed to hedge for the uncertainties and volatility of not a spot price on exchange, but the English auction hammer price, which is the highest and final bid of an escalating auction. Let's give it a try. So when you jump on our website, you can actually choose an NFT from your wallet by connecting to it, and then provide all the basic information. And just to give an example, just choose an NFT, and you can do the initial price, which isn't the guaranteed price. It's just the starting price in the auction, and the percentage split, which is the most important. We already did that just to go through a few steps, and we deposited the NFT into an escrow contract. From there, you can get a guarantor link, which is the link you send to your guarantor. And I will also role play that role. And then the guarantor provides the price back and deposits that commitment, and then commits that commitment, and then gets a bid key, which is encrypted to be sent back to the consignor. So once the consignor gets the bid key, he gets all the information of the guarantee. The guarantor says it's worth at least 3S, but he's protecting that floor. So I am very happy with that price, and I will approve. And this is also structured as a key in whole structure, because you can actually send it to multiple guarantors and you can receive back multiple offers and reject one and accept the other. This is also structured using time expiry vaults. So if anything happens, you can just wait until a few days later and you get everything back, including the NFT and as well as your cash. Now that the guarantor is approved, we can actually start the auction, and we send it out to OpenSea directly from the vault. So we can now visualize putting on a top hat and a monocle and my profile pic and become a really expensive bidder. Do that right here. Switch as a bidder. And we can look at the auction live that's happening, which is the initial price, and the guaranteed price is actually hidden. So I'm going to say that this is worth maybe 10, which is significantly higher than the guaranteed price. So now that it's submitted, the consignor can go back and actually see all the bids that are happening through a nodal. This is, I mean, I'm guessing you want to choose the highest price unless he's your enemy. So you accept the price and you confirm. And you also have the guarantor bid if there are no prices above that price. So it's always the floor that you can accept. And afterwards, you can review the price and see how everything has split between the different players. So our goal is to essentially overcome the limitations of reserve bid auction systems. And we want to create a guaranteed liquidity and sale of NFTs at all times, especially because these are battling goods. For it to not sell is a big damage to the underlying value of these expensive assets. And we will wait momentarily before it's completed. We also decided that the seller controls the percentage and the guarantor decides the price. This way you can get the fastest way to Nash and have the fastest agreement. And here we go. We have the split and the divide between the two different contracts and the split to the variable parties. In any case, in our future designs that we want to do, this guarantee is actually an essential component to something that already happens. And it's actually the #1 use case for collateralizing art. So people actually collateralize their art and don't actually put up cash to guarantee. It's a very common structure, art for art's sake almost. So you can use a crypto Lisa to guarantee a Salvador Axie essentially. And it's a very common structure. It's capital inefficient to use cash. Secondly, we also want to introduce liquidity mining for anything above the guarantee, because anybody that's bidding above the guarantee can get a percentage of upside. So you can have multi-party peer-to-pool instead of just peer-to-peer, which is what we have now. In any case, we want to thank HackMoney for letting us present and be part of this project and having everything coordinated. And this is Irrevocable. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on Twitter and message me on Telegram. And this is a visualizer that we'll have attached later in the future.
Amazing. Thank you so much, David. That was a really awesome way to bring what happens in real world to DeFi and smart contracts. So with that, we are ready to move on to our last demo in this category, and I'll let Veronica talk about TreasureBuidl.
Thanks, Kartik. So hi, we are TreasureBuidl. Built by the most decentralized team you can imagine. We have Thornton all the way from Australia and myself from South Africa on the smart contracts. And on the front end, we have Alfredo from Costa Rica, Saf from Israel, and Jason from the USA. It all started with a problem. DAOs have been moving towards centralized voting tools like Snapshot, as well as centralized execution powers through multisigs to reduce costs. But this has fundamentally compromised the decentralized nature of DAOs. This trend started as a response to higher gas costs, as it was an easy fix and the best solution out there, until now. With TreasureBuidl, you can create complex, multi-step transactions as NFTs on-chain and execute them through our treasure planets. So what does that mean? When you create a transaction through the front end, all the information that you need to make that transaction, like a target address, function signature, get passed to the treasure map contract, where they are processed and encoded to create an executable treasure map. Our product can be split into three main sections. The treasure maps are modified ERC-721 tokens that store the required encoded transaction calls. Maps are generated from the raw function signatures, allowing for easy decoding and verification. Treasure planets are simple treasury contracts able to execute treasure maps. Treasure planets are owned by NFTs, allowing for DAOs and multisigs to use the admin functionality without needing to customize any code implementations. Our beautiful front end allows you to build treasure maps with some popular DeFi protocols such as Aave, Compound, Stakeall, Balancer, and Uniswap. This enables a wide range of use cases, from verified DAO-to-DAO coordination through guaranteed execution parameters, decentralizing off-chain voting by restricting execution to pre-approved tokens, to pre-built emergency functionality. Instead of blind trust, voters can have verified certainty in the ramifications of their vote. So onto the demo. So first things first, of course, we need to connect our wallet. Now we can actually generate a treasure planet. Give it a second. Lovely. I think we just need to reload. Great, we'll give that a second to figure itself out. In the meantime, though, we can create a treasure map. So treasure maps are just a simple transaction builder, nothing too new here. And as you can see, as we enter the inputs, the values change from the treasure planet as a whole. So here I'm just going to swap across. We're deployed on Rinkeby and Coven, so I'm just going to swap across to Rinkeby for this test and back to my other wallet. Okay, cool. So here we can see a treasure map that's already been deployed. You can see here the already encoded transaction values that will actually be run when we execute this map. So here we're going to execute it from a treasure planet. Lovely. So we'll give it a hot second to execute. And here you can see the execute logic. So it gets the target's values and call data from the treasure map, and then just iteratively loops through them to actually execute them. Okay, we'll give that a second. So the smart contract architecture is relatively simple. Treasure planets are deployed by a factory which handles the linking of the planet to the token's ownership. Treasure maps are self-standing, meaning you don't have to use a treasure planet to actually take advantage of treasure maps. Anyone can mint a map, but once they're minted, they're immutable. The smart contract architecture from TreasureBuidl will be integrated into the Atlantis DAO framework, which is a new, unopinionated, novel collection of essential DAO components built for L2. So thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you so much. That was an awesome demo, and congrats to all 3 teams. So I want to just say thank you again to Splits, Irrevocable, and TreasureBuidl. Just as a theme, all of these are making working with NFTs and DAOs a lot easier, and they are also ready to be protocols at the end of the day. So that was our first 8 demos, and I want to thank all those 8 teams and everybody who's chatting and asking all those amazing questions on the chat there. We have 8 more projects to go that I really want to highlight and showcase everybody. But before we do that, I want to take a quick 5-minute pause here and announce some prizes before we go on to the rest of the demos. And we have more prizes to announce at the end of those 8 demos, but we'll start off with some of the presenter sponsored prizes. So we asked some of them to make videos for who won their prizes. So we have some videos playing from our sponsors. So first we'll have Badger and Alex talk about who won the Badger prizes. So we'll play that video soon.
These are the Badger DAO HackMoney 2021 winners. First of all, we have the pool prize, which is $2,000 split amongst the following projects: Hippodrome, Enzyme Vault, WBTC Curve Strat, Shufang, DAO Moon, and DeFo. And now for the winners of the top 3 strategies. The number 1 strategy goes to the WBTC Curve Yield strategy for $5,000. The second strategy is the Shufang strategy for $3,000. And then the third strategy is DAO Moon for $2,000. Thank you very much for your submissions. And
awesome. Those were some of the Badger prizes, and I'll just announce it for everybody as well. And if you missed it, don't worry. I will be, this video actually will be available on YouTube, and we'll be posting all of this thing on Discord with the full list and also on email. So just to summarize, we have WBTC Curve Yield strategy for Badger DAO as the first $5,000 first prize winner. We have Shufang Zhu, who won the $3,000 second prize from Badger, and we have DAO Moon, who won $2,000 for the third prize. And then for the pool prizes, we have 6 projects that will be splitting $2,000 evenly, and that comprises of 16 individuals. So all 16 individuals from these 6 projects will now get an equal split of $2,000, and we'll be sharing all those details with you shortly. Next up, we have Superfluid, and we'll have Francesco talk about who won the Superfluid prizes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Francesco from Superfluid, and here are our HackMoney prizes. Now, if your name is not in the list, don't worry. We had some really amazing projects this time around, and you've all won part of our $3,000 prize pool. So here go our prizes. Simple checkout, Super Cyan, $2,500. Congratulations on the UX, guys. For Stream 2 from DeFi, Li.Finance, great implementation and sick design. And now for a truly incredible implementation on the streaming exchange, StreamSwap. Everybody should check this one out. And for our last prize, ERC777 token distributor, very useful product for everyone building open source. Now, I'm super excited to keep building real-time finance with you, and I'll see you all in our Discord. Cheers.
Awesome. And just to summarize, Super Saiyan won 2,500 in DAI for the simple checkout prize category. Li.Finance is getting 1,500 in DAI for their stream saving category. StreamSwap is getting 1,500 in DAI for stream exchange category, and ERC777 token distributor is getting 1,500 in DAI for the best use of 777 tokens. And 37 projects are going to be winning the pool prize, splitting $3,000 evenly, and that is 101 individuals that will be getting that equal split. Next up, we have Balancer, and Fernando will be talking about who won the Balancer prizes.
From Balancer, I'm pleased to announce our winners today. The first place big winner getting $8,000 is StreamSwap. StreamSwap is an AMM for superfluid tokens, super tokens. So the Superfluid protocol can stream tokens between accounts, and this project uses a modified balancer pool to enable users to exchange the super token flows. So one user getting a $1 USDC per month flow can exchange it for a $1 equivalent of BTC stream. So that's pretty cool. Our second place is Tenderize. Tenderize is a liquid staking yield aggregator. You can tenderize your stake, and it has native elastic supply tender tokens that are pegged one-to-one to the staked assets, and they can be traded freely, which is pretty cool. The supply adjusts to the yield, and the balancer pool weights are atomically adjusted to prevent impermanent loss. So those are our big winners. Thank you all, like all teams that worked on Balancer. It's been really cool. And see you next year. Bye.
Amazing. That was Fernando with the 2 prizes. And just to summarize, StreamSwap is going to be winning $8,000 for the first prize of the best use of Balancer, and Tenderize is going to be winning $4,000. And our next video is from a Compound Grants program. So we'll have Adam talk about who won the Compound prizes.
Hey everyone, I'm Adam from Compound Labs, and we're excited to award $2,500 to Team Decentralized Remittance for the Compound Supply Bounty, $2,500 to Team Default Swap Protocol for the Borrow Bounty, and $2,500 to Team Tiramisu for the Best Open Source Interface for Compound. Congratulations to all of the winners. We had a hard time selecting winners because there were so many original and well-rounded projects in this hackathon. The work that everyone put in is inspiring to me and my fellow Compound community members. To all of the hackers that use Compound, please join the grants channel in the Compound Discord, and we can discuss furthering your projects there. I'll see you then.
Awesome. And just to summarize, we have Decentralized Remittance winning $2,500 in USDC, Default Swap Protocol winning $2,500 in USDC, and Tiramisu also winning $2,500 in USDC. And then also 19 projects qualified for the Compound Grants Pool Prize, and 46 individuals will be splitting $2,500 equally for this category. Then we have Aave. TreasureBuidl is going to be winning $7,000 in USDC for the best use of Aave protocol. We have DeepFin, who's going to be winning $3,000 in USDC as the second prize, and Avelops is going to be winning $2,000 in USDC for the third prize for the best use of Aave. Then we have Circle. We have YieldSwap, that's going to be winning $7,000 in USDC, Ride or Die winning $3,000 in USDC for the most practical solution, and Wido winning $2,000 in USDC for also the most practical use of Circle's API. Then we have 1inch, and we have Solaris winning $3,000 in 1inch tokens for the best use of margin trading application. Then we have StakeDAO. We have a lot of prizes for StakeDAO. We have Tesser winning $3,600 as a top prize split, and then Tenderize splitting the other half of the top prize. We have Li.Finance winning $1,800, TreasureBuidl again winning $1,500, Ride or Die winning $750 for fourth prize, and G-Yield winning $750. And then we have the Uniswap Grants program, and we have Uniswap v3 Liquidity Balancer as the first place winner with $4,000 in USD. We have TreasureBuidl winning $4,000 in USD, DeFi Toolbox winning $2,000 in USD, and Polynomial Protocol winning $2,000 in USD. And with that, we are ready to resume to the next 8 demos for our finalists. And the next category is Dev Tools and Analytics. So we're going to kick us off with Blockhead, and we'll be sharing the demo. Dale will be sharing the demo of how it's going to work and what Blockhead is. And we're going to just balance out the live demo versus recorded video. So as we promote Daryl, we'll get that started, and then we'll have Claimable and Wido come and present. So without further ado, let's welcome Daryl.
Hello, ETH Global. I'm Daryl, a front-end developer and designer, and I'm on a mission to build the single best user interface for tracking your crypto assets throughout the Ethereum multiverse and beyond. I'm excited to share with you the third iteration of Blockhead, a web app featuring a crypto and NFT portfolio tracker, a block explorer for multiple EVM-compatible blockchains, and a brand new feature for HackMoney 2021, a dynamically generated dashboard interface for all of your favorite DeFi apps. Let's get right into it. On the portfolio view, you can enter wallet addresses from any EVM-compatible chain or connect your wallet providers directly, and you'll quickly get an overview of all your tokens, DeFi balances, and NFTs in one place. You can customize this interface almost any way you like by reordering items, showing extra metadata, or hiding sections you don't need. If you want more details about a particular account, click on its address, and you'll be taken to your transaction history in the Explorer view. Here you can filter transactions by a particular token, and even drill all the way down to the individual smart contract event logs. This Explorer view works with multiple EVM-compatible blockchains, including Ethereum, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche C-Chain, and Phantom Opera. I intend to keep building this and get it into a state where you won't need to switch to either CN or Polygon quite as often as most DeFi users are doing right now. As you might have noticed from the loading animations and annotations throughout the UI, Blockhead is pulling information from a wide variety of data sources, including Covalent, Zapper, Chainlink, the Graph, and the Ethereum JSON RPC API. One of my design goals is to make Blockhead a data-agnostic interface that embraces all of these different approaches to querying blockchain data while being as transparent and educational as possible. Going along those lines, I'm starting to expose some options to help you, the user, stay in control. This menu at the bottom lets you choose to show DeFi balances from either Zapper or Zerion. Zapper has a centralized API with lots of rich metadata, while Zerion has deployed a smart contract aggregating data from multiple DeFi protocols. Since Zerion's data is on-chain, you can choose to route requests to Infura or any of these other JSON RPC providers. As you'll see, there are many approaches to querying blockchain data, each with different trade-offs in terms of privacy, accuracy, speed, and decentralization, so I made sure Blockhead is flexible and transparent in letting you choose where your data comes from and how it gets to you. Alright, now let's click on one of these protocols to visit the brand new DeFi apps view. Here we have an interface generated for DeFi Dad's Ethereum address based on his past activity with the Compound Protocol. It looks like he's got a negligible amount of comp token and also deposited some DAI to earn some interest. If we switch over to Curve, Zerion says he's invested in a stablecoin liquidity pool and also has some vested governance tokens. And we can switch over to Zapper for a more detailed view of that liquidity pool. And if you get rid of his address, you'll now get a dashboard with an overview of all the tokens, contracts, and metadata associated with each of these DeFi apps as a whole. Basically, a single DeFi app dashboard contains one or more views, and a view is defined as an EVM-compatible chain associated with metadata for tokens, NFTs, smart contracts, and so forth, along with mappings to Zerion or Zapper or the Graph. So Blockhead is actually pulling all this data from a big configuration file I put together this past month in order to generate these interfaces on the fly. Finally, I'll go over some extra features that I've added for a few of these apps. For Aave, I've embedded Avote, which is a custom governance dashboard I created a while ago, and it features interactive tree map visualizations for the voting power. For the Liquidity protocol, I've created a widget that lets you select from multiple front-end operators, since Liquidity doesn't have one of its own. And eventually, I'm considering porting the reference React frontend to Svelte so that Blockhead can become a Liquidity frontend operator too. And finally, for Connext and EtherSpot, I've started implementing a UI for opening state channels so that users can easily transfer their assets across different EVM-compatible chains. You can choose from any of the accounts you've added from the portfolio view to start the transfer process. I hope you'll find Blockhead to be an indispensable tool for bringing visibility into all your crypto activity. Please try it out at blockhead.info. And if you have feedback or want to support future updates, please visit my new page on Gitcoin Grants or contact me on Discord or Twitter. Thanks again, ETH Global, for hosting me, and thank you for all your support.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jarl. It was a really awesome demo. And just as a reminder to everybody who's already asking, you can go to blockhead.info and check out the page live. Next up, we have Claimable, and we'll have Calvin demo what he built.
Thank you, Kati. Hi, this is Calvin Pack. I'm the creator of Claimable. So what is Claimable? Claimable is a smart contract that allows you to schedule a token transfer. It works similar to stock option grant. You can specify a cliff and a vesting period. It can be used for trustless investor token release or incentive token grants for employees. So what is a typical stock option grant looks like? Usually spreads out over 4 years, and there's going to be a 1-year cliff. So every month you will be unlocking 1/48th of the token worth. But during the first year, there's going to be nothing available because there's going to be a cliff. On day 1 of year 2, 25% of the tokens will immediately be available because it's over the cliff. And then subsequently, every month, you will receive 1/48th of the total token grant. So what happens in, what if the recipient, for example, an employee leaves the company, let's say in year 3, so what's going to happen is anything that's not vested will be returned to the grantor. So essentially, this contract is being revoked. There's another very useful use case is for, especially for crypto projects. So investors typically will sign SAP and transfer USDT. And instead of doing a manual transfer from the project owner, we can set up a claimable token contract from the project. So the project can transfer whatever total amount the investor are entitled to into the claimable smart contract. And that's going to be a lock period. Lock period could vary from months to years. During the lock period, if the investor want to come in and see how much they unlocked during the vested period, they can view the numbers, but they cannot receive any tokens until the cliff happens, meaning the lock period is over, then the tokens will be unlocked and make it available in the claimable smart contract. Now, during any time after the cliff, the investor can come in and claim the tokens and receive the vested token until it's 100% vested. Then the claim token can be received in total. And also you can set it up so this contract cannot be revoked. In that case, there's not going to be any chance that the crypto project can back out. So how do you actually create a claimable ticket? So I'm going to do a demo on Remix. So step number 1 is always approve your smart contract. And then once it's approved, you can create by entering the token address, meaning the token you're going to be granting. And then there's going to be beneficiary. It's going to be the recipient and amount and the cliff and vesting. For demo purpose, I set a cliff to 0 and then vesting period to 4 days. So let's transact and take a look. So while we are waiting for the transaction to go through, I want to show you actually in Claimable, you can assign to multiple beneficiaries. So you can do a batch creation with the same amount or with different amounts. So now we just created a ticket. Let's see, the latest ticket number is number 14. And we can check how many tokens are unlocked right now. So it's still showing 0 because we just created this ticket. And after 1 block time, it's on Rinkeby right now. You see there's some token available right now. Okay, I need to check ticket 14, and probably we're going to see more as more blocks being mined. So let me switch account to the recipient account so I can make a claim. So when you want to claim, it's very simple. If your wallet has a claim ticket, then you can just click the claim button and then you will be receiving it. Let me take a look at a transaction. So let's see. So this is a transaction. Before it shows all the details, I will go back to my slides and show you the chat ticket status is something that I just shown you. So the difference between unlocked and available is because unlocked shows you all the token that's unlocked, but it's not always available because there's going to be a cliff. Before the cliff, nothing is available. It always shows 0. So after the cliff, the unlocked number and the available number will be the same. So afterwards, for any unlocked token, you can see actually receive 1.736 token. That's the portion that's being unlocked. So there's also, I want to show you a cliff period. Sorry, probably I need to do, okay, I'll skip that demo. So you can actually revoke. Oh, you know why? Because I was using the recipient account, so I have nothing to revoke. So number one, I can show you, actually I can revoke the ticket and ticket 14. And what's going to happen is like all the unclaimed token will be returned to me. So here's the transaction. And before we can show it, I'm going to move on. So there are other queries you can see. And the most frequent question I receive is like, can you actually deposit unused with the token that's locked? So the way to do it is just to put your token into a U vault and then deposit the U token into the Claimable. This way it's very composable, and then it's not really, it will lower the gas cost and everything. So the next step is to complete a UI, submit for a security audit, and actually launching it for the mainnet. So before I finish, you'll see the unclaimed token now is returned to the grantor. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Calvin. That was a super interesting primitive that I hope becomes more common in everything in DeFi. And next up, we have our last project for this category, and that is Wido. So I'll have Roman present Wido.
Hey everyone, I'm super excited to show you what we've been up to at Wido. By the way, everything that I'll show today is live. We've launched it like 1 hour ago, so go ahead and check joinwido.com to see it yourself. Just a bit about the team. My name is Roman, engineering and product experience. I worked at Microsoft and various startups. Then we have Kanal, amazing engineer from Facebook and Google, and now we are building Wido. At Wido, we want to make DeFi accessible by everyone. We're really strong believers that DeFi is gonna transform the traditional finance, and it's gonna unlock opportunities to everyone. It's gonna make things more efficient. Yet, accessing DeFi today is really complex. You need to learn a lot. The UI or user experience is tricky. So we want to fix that, and we've decided we want to start with Yearn.finance because we really like the product, we really like the team, and we like the community. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I am inside Yearn. Sorry, I'm worried that I'm not screen sharing. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm inside Yearn now. Here are all the vaults inside Yearn. Let me open the CRV USDP vault and the details here. I can see it's been growing by 9.6% yearly. This is pretty cool. I mean, it's a very good number, but the problem here is that it changes with every block. So in a few seconds, this number can actually be different. What if we can see, how has it been performing over the last weeks or months? So let me open up Wido. This is the very same, set of vaults that you can see inside Yearn. It's just much better UI. So you can see all of the vaults here, and this is the CRV USDP vault that we talked about at Yearn. But instead of just showing you the growth number today, we show you how has it been performing over the last, month. So it used to be at 25% on June the 10th. It's been declining very steadily over the last month. The same for total deposits. It's 24 million today, but it used to be at 66. So the message here is very clear. People are clearly abandoning this vault. They are moving away to some better place. What if we can show you what is the better place? What if we can show you much more information about how does this whole thing work? Let me open up this CRVBBTC vault to show you what I'm talking about. So this is just a vault detail. It contains more information about the vault, but I'll double down on this activity section now because I'm really, really excited about this. You can see the deposit, and this is live data. This is coming from blockchain. This is stuff that has happened over the last week. I can switch this to withdrawals. So those are the top withdrawals over the last week. I can see the people here, this bear here with this address, I can see that they have withdrawn almost 500 Bitcoin last week, which is like, this is clearly a whale. Can we learn more about this person? I can see that they have invested in 4 vaults in total. So I will open the detail of this person. I can see they have over $160 million inside Y-Earn, and it's growing by 12%, which is really, really good. So I can see the allocation. I can see how much money do they have in which vault. And this CRVBBTC vault, the Bitcoin vault I was talking about earlier, I can see that they have just started with it less than 1 month ago, on June 11th. They have already made 4.5 Bitcoin in profits. You can see how has it been evolving. So this is what I mean by, leveraging the data available today and showing it to you in a way that you can learn from others. Just imagine there was a follow button now that you could click and you could get notified when this person moves their money somewhere else, so you can make a decision upon that. We're working on that, by the way. So we're just scratching the surface here. There is so much more we can do. I will just wrap up now. So what we've done so far is we've built historical APY and total value locked for Y-Earn.Finance. We've leveraged social to improve trust and discovery for users. And we've built tools to enable you to track vaults performance for both your vaults and other people's vaults. Next, we want to carry on Yearn. There are a few more things we want to build for Yearn to make the Yearn experience really amazing, where you can learn from others, see what are they doing, and make your decisions and make the most out of your money. After Yearn, we want to integrate other DeFi products like Compound, Aave, Idle, Badger, Element, Maker, many, many more. And we want to keep exploring and pushing social, because we believe that finance and social, they are working very well together. So yeah, that's it from me today. Thank you very much for listening. By the way, we will be fundraising in case you are interested. Thank you for listening, and join wido.com.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Roman. And that was a great demo. And that also concludes our 3 projects from DevTool Analytics. We saw an amazing set of tools to understand what's happening in DeFi for your portfolio and just overall blockchain. And with Claimable, we saw a whole new way to think about aligning incentives for all the developers and engineers and designers and any employees working in DeFi. Next up, we have our last category. We have our final 5 projects before we go into all the prizes. And that category is applications. And these are all projects that are making it easy for everybody to get more familiar with DeFi. So we'll have Medicis, CompoundSwaps, Tiden, Stakeall, and Tesser come in and demo. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome our first demo, which is Medicis. So whenever you're ready, feel free to present.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Perfect. Thank you, Thomas. Hi, everyone. Very proud today to present our project Medicis. So just to give you a quick introduction about our team, we are a group of 3 Frenchmen passionate of crypto and blockchain technologies. And basically, we have Wassim, who worked on front-end development, Thomas, who worked on the smart contract and blockchain development, and myself on project management. A quick word about our company, Blockchain Partner, which is a company specialized in consulting and development of crypto projects. So to deep dive in Medicis, what is Medicis? In a few words, Medicis is a solution that enables donators to deposit capital, generate yield, and allocate this yield to chosen grantees. The objective of the solution is to ensure capital is risk-free for donators and can be redeemed at any time and independently from the yield that can also be claimed at any time by grantees. So here are a few use cases we already identified. Just to deep dive in one of them and give you a precise example, let's say I just had a daughter and I wish maybe to fund her studies. Instead of opening a bank account and paying fees and get low interest rate, basically with Medicis, in few clicks, I can deposit my capital, start compounding interest, and these interests will be automatically allocated to her. And now I will leave the floor to Thomas for a more meaningful demo.
Yes, thank you, Charles. So this is Medicis. This is my dashboard as a donator. So as you can see, I have some deposits. It's USDC, and I currently have some yield. You can see we have some featured guarantees. The idea is to work with the DAO to select these special guarantees. And we have here some custom guarantees, which could be, for example, Charles' daughter. So in order to build a system and to allow multiple address to get part of your yield, we worked with an NFT system such as the one on the Uniswap V3 LP position. So basically, you have an NFT with all the data, all the information in your NFT, and this NFT is upgradable. So once you deposit some more fund, your NFT will change basically. So let's deposit some funds, and I will talk about the architecture. I will stack and confirm the allocation. So basically, we decided to take almost the same architecture and system as Yearn. The idea was to have something very versatile, very easy to use, and yes, just very versatile. If you're a strategist, there's virtually no change between Medicis and a Yearn vault. And as a user, you will not be lost because it's basically the same share system, the same share values. Okay, so as you can see, my value increased, and that's nice because that's what I wanted. Let's quickly check the beneficiary side. So here is it on the dashboard. Oh, I didn't change. Okay, as you can see, it's basically the same dashboard, but the small difference is here is the total amount allocated for me, and here is my current yield. So I can claim this yield, have this yield on my wallet, but even if I claim right now this yield, as I still have some donators and some allocations, I will be able to claim again once the share value will increase. So basically, this was Medicis, and I will let Wasim proceed with our next steps.
Thank you, Thomas. So for under the hood, we've used WBTC and USDC as underlying tokens. We've used Yearn smart contracts and Aave smart contracts for risk-free strategies. As for our next steps, we're thinking about some features like custom strategies, having a DAO to select featured branches and strategies for the platform, having some DCA features like withdrawals over the time. We thought about having an audit to go mainnet, and why not integrate a vault-wide insurance on the protocol. So thank you for your attention, and thanks for the hackathon organization.
Thank you so much for that amazing demo, and the rest of the team. Hopefully you continue building this thing and we get to use all of this in production soon. Next up, we have CompoundSwaps, and we have got them ready to demo CompoundSwaps.
Hi, so I'm the creator of CompoundSwaps, and CompoundSwaps is a tool for swapping your collateral on Compound. So, for example, let's say so in this example we have 100 USDC, and let's say I wanted to swap it to DAI. So there's several reasons why you'd want to do this. So maybe currently USDC has a 1.6% APY. Maybe you want to switch to DAI's 2% APY. So that's one reason you'd want to swap your collateral. So this tool allows you to do that in a simple way. Currently, you also notice that I also have 20 DAI of debt. So normally, if you wanted to swap your collateral, what you'd have to do is you'd have to withdraw that USDC. And then you have to go onto an exchange, swap it to DAI, and then deposit back in. But the issue with that is that you put your position at liquidation risk when you withdraw your collateral while you have debt. So CompoundSwaps allows you to just swap atomically, and it also does the swap optimistically. So what it does, it takes a flash loan of DAI. So at first, so let's say you want to swap from USDC to DAI. So I'm going to do the swap right now. So when you swap from USDC to DAI, for example, it first does a flash loan of DAI and then deposits the DAI into your compound. It deposits the DAI into compound, and then it pulls USDC from your account and then swaps it to DAI. So basically, the swap is done optimistically to prevent any liquidation risk. So now I'm just gonna deposit the. I'm just gonna confirm my USDC spending to my contract to do the swap. And now I'm just confirming my transaction. Yep, so now my spending is approved to the contract. And now I can actually do the swap now. So now I just need to confirm the transaction. So yeah, so the swap is done on the 1inch protocol. So it uses the 1inch API to fetch the swap core data. And then the swap is done using the 1inch DEX aggregator. So it gets the best prices for you for when you swap your collateral. And now you can see I just swapped from USDC to DAI. And this tool also allows you to do the collateral swaps without having to connect to a smart wallet. So with smart wallets like Instadapp and DeFi Saver, you can already do stuff like collateral swaps. However, the issue is that you need to migrate your position from your existing from your normal wallet into their smart wallet. So this may take this takes time and also takes up. You also need to spend a lot of gas to create a new smart wallet. So whereas CompoundSwaps, it allows you to immediately use features like collateral swaps without having to migrate your position into a separate smart wallet. So this makes it a lot easier to do collateral swaps, and also a lot faster as well. You just have to approve your spending and then do the swap. As you can see here, I've finished swapping USDC DAI. So now I have DAI earning interest on Compound, and I still have my 20 DAI debt. Currently, this is already deployed on mainnet, so you can already use this, and you can use it at compound.gcube.io. Next, currently I'm working on features to add swapping and repaying your debt, so you can basically pay back your debt using your collateral. That's a feature I'm working on right now, and I'll show an example of a swap done on CompoundSwap. So this is a swap done on mainnet for basically the same thing I just demoed here. So here you can see 112 DAI swapped to USDC on via 1inch. So this is basically an example of a collateral swap on Compound. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gautam. And so excited to see this was already on mainnet. So if anybody's looking to swap and change positions without getting liquidated, this is awesome. Great. And next up, we have Tiden, and we have Julia who will be presenting their demo.
Thank you, Kartik. Going to share my screen. All right. So Tiden is a solution that allows any business to accept payments as interest-earning stablecoin from anywhere in the world. My name is Julia, and I worked on Tiden with Emma. We're both experienced engineers with a strong background in fintech, brought together by our shared passion for building financial services and infrastructure. So we envision a world where anyone can accept payments from anywhere in a currency that's as strong and valuable as the US dollar. And on top of that, we want to empower more merchants and creators to be able to earn yield on top of their balances. And one tool that we found very promising to build Tiden with was Circle. So during this hackathon, we built an end-to-end integration with the Circle API to prototype the ultimate checkout component to receive payments in fiat that settle in stablecoin. So let's check out the demo. Again, Tiden has seamless and easy ways for merchants to accept payments from fiat that settle in stablecoin. And then merchants will also be able to manage their income all on the Tiden platform. So an example use case for Tiden is a crypto version of buymeacoffee.com. So say that Shiba Inu is a creator of Doge memes and has a profile. And so we can buy Shiba Inu some virtual coffee or just send them some gift money in order to reward them for their work. And this checkout component looks like anything around the internet. We can use our fiat payment methods like Visa or MasterCard credit cards. So say I want to send $35 to Shiba with a special message. Congrats on finishing HackMoney. All right, so what happens here is that this information gets sent to Circle, and Circle gets back to us with a transaction confirmation ID. And by the way, all the card credentials are encrypted according to the PCI data security standard. And under the hood, Circle processes this transaction and allows Tiden to fund the merchant's account with USDC. So if I am Shiba Inu, the creator of Doge memes, and I want to check out how much virtual coffee I've received, I can go to the dashboard. I can see the volume in the past 30 days and how much I have in USDC, as well as the interest that I'm earning on top of that. And also the total amount that has been paid out to other accounts. So now I have a couple options. I can transfer to another crypto wallet, to another Circle wallet, or pay out to my bank. So say that I want to transfer to a crypto wallet. All I have to do is take a wallet address account and say I want to transfer out 20 of those USDC. So what's happening is that this transaction, again, goes to Circle, which will create an Ethereum transaction and get back to us with a transaction hash that we can then look up and follow on Etherscan. And this is going to be in that specific network of choice. So in this case, it's going to be the Robston network. So I can view on Etherscan. And this should show up with, I think this transaction is still being indexed, but it should show up with the amount that I have transferred over. Cool. So in the interest of time, I'll continue on with the slides. And we know that payment systems are the lifeblood of businesses and are expected to be robust and with high uptime. And this is why we chose industry-grade technologies and frameworks to build, deploy, and host our services. So this is not your typical hackathon project. Our tech is built in a robust and productionalized way so that all interactions with Tiden can be fast, secure, and reliable, as payment systems should be. So this basic Buy Me a Coffee app is just the beginning. And eventually our systems will be able to power payments from anywhere in the world. We also want to allow embeddable UI components for third-party developers, as well as the accompanying API documentation. Also link-enabled payments where you can send a link and the person who wants to make a payment can just click on it and have the checkout flow, and so much more. So with that, you can try us out at trytiden.com or sign up for updates. And I want to say a huge, huge thank you to the HackMoney organizers and the Circle sponsors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julia, for that amazing demo, and congrats on building Tiden. We have 2 more demos to go. And so next up, we have Stakeall Finance, and we'll let the team demo what they built. So whenever you're ready, for your demo.
Hi everyone, I am Gulshan and team name is Stakeall Finance. It is a DeFi application which helps users to stake and delegate to various POS protocols like Graph, Matic, NewCipher, LivePeer. We are a team of 3, Sarvesh, Gulshan, and Teddy. Whenever a new user comes to the platform, a new smart contract wallet is created which manages the user's assets. So let us create an on-chain wallet. an on-chain wallet is created for the user. For the purpose of demo, there are 3 scenarios and each scenario has a persona. Scenario 1, where Bob wants to delegate to graph indexer and has GRT token. We can see this user has ETH, Matic, GRT, and there are no graph and Matic actively delegation. Bob would go to staking tab, graph protocol. This is the list of the indexers in the graph ecosystem. Bob would delegate to one of the indexer. As Bob has GRT, so can directly stake from the wallet. Bob would like to delegate 10 GRT to indexer. Approval transaction is being triggered to spend GRT token. After this, delegation transaction will be triggered. Let us go to overview page. We can see 10 GRT was successfully delegated to the indexer by Bob. Scenario 2, where Alice wants to stake to Matic validator and has ETH in her wallet. Alice would go to staking tab, Matic protocol. This is a list of the validator in the Matic ecosystem. Alice would stake to one of the validator. We have integrated 1-inch exchange protocol, so Alice can swap and stake to the validator. Alice would like to stake 1 ETH worth of Matic. This is the estimated amount, and this amount is retrieved using 1-inch exchange API. We'll click on delegate. A transaction would be triggered. So this single transaction, a swap and stake would take place to the validator. Martin has successfully delegated. Let us go to overview page. Under Matic delegation table, we can see Alice has successfully delegated to the validator 130. Scenario 3, where Martin wants to stake and has ETH. We have integrated Aave exchange protocol, so Martin can leverage his ETH to collateralize it. So Martin would borrow from Aave, swap using 1-inch and stake to the validator. Martin would go to staking tab, Matic protocol. This is the list of the validator. Delegate. So Martin would select borrow, swap and stake option. Martin would like to deposit 1 ETH and estimation would be done. Once Martin clicks on estimate, this is a table which lists all the tokens which can be borrowed by Martin with variable borrow rate, stable borrow rate, max borrow amount that would be given, and swap amount that would be received. Martin would like to borrow TUSD. Martin would borrow maybe 100 TUSD. $95 Matic is the estimation and would select rate mode as stable, borrow and stake transaction. So in a single transaction, borrow, swap and stake would take place to the validator. Would click on confirm transaction. Let us go to overview page. Martin deposited 1 ETH, borrowed 100 TUSD and delegated 95 Matic to validator ID 130. In the future work, we would like to integrate more lending protocols like Compound, Dharma, DYDX, and also the swapping protocols like Uniswap, SushiSwap, and would build a routing algorithm which will identify the best path for staking with maximum economic incentives that will help the user. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that amazing demo. And that's definitely going to make staking for all of your existing DeFi assets a lot easier. So with that, we are ready for our last demo of today and our final finalist, and that is Project Tesser. And now we'll have Raphael demo what they built. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Raphael, and I represent Project Tessa. So let me just share my screen. All right. So Tesser is a magic DeFi portfolio manager. And the problem that we're solving is that everybody knows how difficult it is to move, to migrate funds from one DeFi investment to another DeFi investment. You know, you probably have to go through 5 different interfaces. You have to first go to the farm interface and unstake from there, then the liquidity pool, withdraw, go to the DEX UI, swap it, and then do everything the other way around. But the way that we're doing this also is that it's completely decentralized and highly extensible. Because you already have it technology.
Hello.
You already have technology today that allows you to zap investments from one place to another. But the dirty little secret is that it's centralized. It goes through a centralized backend. And even if you use something like a smart account, actually what ends up happening is that you get locked into that smart account, into that interface. So you won't be able to go to any UI for any protocol and just manage it from there. So the solution that we've built is Tessa. It allows you to instantly migrate your funds from any DeFi protocol, from any DeFi investment to any other DeFi investment in one transaction. But it's completely decentralized, it's highly extensible, and then you have the freedom of being able to go and use another interface if you want to afterwards. Let me show you how it works. So when you go to the Tessa site, what you need to do is just select which protocols you want to go into. So for the first example, let's say that I just want to turn my Matic, a simple base asset, into an investment into an Aave pool. So let's say I want to turn that into a deposit into Aave. So I'm just going to put 100 Matic here, Tessa that. And what happens here is it basically takes my Matic, swaps it into DAI, and then deposits it into the Aave pool. So there you go, that's done. Let's try to do something a little bit more complicated. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the Aave investment into an investment into Curve, which is a liquidity pool. So I'm going to choose my DAI here, and then using this, I'm going to put it into the Curve Aave pool. I'm going to put 50% of what I put in before and Tesser it. So what happens here, and why it's a little bit more complicated, is it first withdraws the DAI from Aave and then deposits it as liquidity into Curve, right? And for the final trick, what we'll do is we'll do something that's even a level above that. So we're going to turn Matic into an investment into the StakeDAO passive Aave strategy on Polygon. So again, I'm just going to put in 100 here, Tesser it, and then what that's doing is that it's turning my Matic into DAI, and then putting the DAI into Curve, taking the LP token from that, and there you go. You now have your investment in StakeDAO. So really quickly, this is how it works. You basically have a controller smart contract which finds the path between all the different investments. And what it does is it connects to a bunch of protocol adapters that connect to the end protocols. And what's really exciting about this is that anybody basically can create their own adapter for their protocol. So if you want to see how that works, the controller essentially is expecting a bunch of different functions: invest, redeem, and if you are borrowing money, if it's a protocol that allows you to borrow, then borrow and repay. And that tells it how to interact with the end protocol. So here's the StakeDAO adapter, for example. you can see that essentially it's just telling the controller contract how to invest in it. And then finally, to deploy it, it's really simple. All you do is run this script. You first deploy the staked-out adapter smart contract, and then you call add market on the controller, specifying what the input token is, what the output token is, and if it's a farming contract, then what the reward token is. So to finish off, I just wanted to say thank you. 4 out of the 5 people on the Tessa team actually work for Simplify. We're working on a next-gen DeFi protocol, and Tessa is going to be a key part of that alongside our automated ROI calculation tool for all your DeFi investments. And you can check us out on simplify.finance. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rafael. Congrats on demoing this amazing project. And with that, we are done with all of our 16 demos. So I want to thank again Medicis, CompoundSwaps, Tiden, Stakeall Finance, and Tesser for being in the last application category. And again, to all of our 16 amazing teams that demoed here, like the themes here are incredible. There's so many good developer tools that are making your lives easier to interact with what's happening in DeFi. There are so many new protocols and primitives that are now going to be available for us to integrate and make things more composable. We're seeing so much focus on making it easy for everyday people to interact and use and manage what's happening in DeFi. And on top of all of that, majority of what we saw today is already available on mainnet, and the rest of them are going to be on mainnet very soon. This gives me a lot of excitement, and I can't wait to see what all these projects, not only these 16, but all the ones that were submitted for this hackathon, over 230 of these, end up doing, and how they end up continuing to build what they're doing for this event and take them to the next level, so we all make these more common into our daily day-to-day lives for interacting with crypto. So with that, I want to make sure that we do some final wrap-ups. We have a lot of prizes to announce for all the attendees for the hackathon that have been waiting on all the sponsor prizes. We have a lot of those to go through, and then I have some final closing thank yous that I want to talk about. So without further ado, let's do the last few things for this event. So for Polygon, we have a lot of winners that are winning the Polygon prizes. So we have Buy Me a Coffee Polygon, that's going to get $2,000. We have Polycash, that's going to get $1,000. Ante-Finance and Li.Finance are also going to get $1,000 each. And DChess is receiving $2,000 for the open track. Next up, we have Protocol Labs, and we have Nifty subs with the first place prize for $4,000 in Filecoin tokens. Then we have Investment Pool for Charity as the runner-up for the Protocol Labs prize with $2,000 in Filecoin tokens. And then we have Polycash, also another runner-up, winning $2,000 in Filecoin tokens. And on top of all of that, we have all these amazing teams. 17 projects are going to split the pool prize from Protocol Labs, and that's 34 individuals from these teams that are going to get an equal split of $10,000 denominated in Filecoin tokens. Next up, we have Vega Protocol, and we have Marco Torello, who's going to be winning $2,000 in USD for the visualizing fees on the Vega ecosystem. Next up, we have Rarible. We have Rare Press that's going to win $4,000 in USD for the best use of Rarible. We have NFT Tiketi winning $2,500 in USD, and Fun to Pool winning $1,500 in USD for Rarible prize. Then we have Nexus Mutual. Centurio wins $2,000 in Wrap XM tokens for the best immediate integration of Nexus Mutual, and we have Bright Risk winning $2,000 in Wrap Nexus Mutual tokens for the long-term alignment category prize. And then also for Nexus Mutual, 6 projects will be splitting $4,000 evenly for the pool prize, and that is 11 individuals getting that split. Then we have Liquidity. We have Know Your DeFi project winning $3,000 in Liquidity tokens, and we have Better Yield winning $2,000 in Liquidity tokens, and Wicked Financial winning $2,000 in Liquidity tokens. 88 MPH winners. So we have Ape Predict Yield, APY, winning $4,000 in USDC. We have DeFirus also winning $4,000 in USDC. And we have Xu Feng Zhu winning $1,500 in USDC for all integrating 88 MPH. Then we have Harmony. We have Li.Finance winning $2,000 in USD for the top Harmony prize. We have Harmony Scan winning $2,000 in USD for the second prize. And we have Degen Folio winning $1,500 in USD for the third prize, the best use of Harmony protocol. And then also for the pool prizes, we have 6 projects with 18 individuals evenly splitting $1,500 with Harmony. Then we have UMA. So Polynomial Protocol will be winning $3,000 in USD. We have Wicked that's going to be winning $2,000 in USD, and 2Pi Finance winning $3,000 in USD. Then we have the Enzyme Prize. Token Blend will be winning $3,000 in Melonport tokens, and integrating Badger set vaults into Enzyme will be winning $2,000 in Melon tokens as well. Then we have Element Finance. A Predict Yield APY is going to be winning $4,000 in USDC for the best use of Element SDK. And we also have 3 projects and 5 individuals from those projects evenly splitting $2,000 for the Element Finance pool prize. Next up, we have Pillar, and we'll have 2 projects and 2 individuals splitting $1,000 evenly for the Pillar prizes. Then we have the Oasis Foundation, and we have DataGuard that's going to win $1,000 from the Oasis Foundation. Next up, we have Acropolis, and we have these amazing teams that are going to be winning an equal split of $4,000 for the Acropolis pool prize, and that's 18 individuals from 6 projects. Then we have Biconomy, and we have these amazing teams going to be winning an equal split into the Biconomy prize, and that is 12 individuals from these 5 projects, splitting $3,500 evenly. Next up, we have Consensus, and we have all these projects winning the pool prize from Consensus, and that is 7 projects with 14 individuals, splitting evenly $2,000 for best use and integration of MetaMask. And 1 project that is going to be splitting the best use of Infura integrations, and we have Decentralized Remittance winning $2,000. Then we have the Umbrella Network, and we have 2 projects that are going to be splitting $4,000 evenly with 2 individuals for the Umbrella pool prize. Then we have Streamer, and we have these 3 projects winning $4,000 split evenly among 5 individuals. Then we have Connext, and we have these 2 projects doing the even split for the Connext pool prize, and 4 individuals will be splitting $4,000 equally. Next up, we have Covalent, and we have all these amazing projects that are going to be winning the Covalent prize, and that is 32 individuals from 10 projects evenly splitting $4,000. Then we have Idle Finance, and we have all these projects that are going to be winning the Idle Finance pool prize, and that is 14 individuals from these 5 projects evenly splitting $4,000. Then we have Pods Finance, and Xu Feng Zhu will be winning $200 for the best use of Pods. Then we have InstaDApp, and we have all these projects qualifying for the InstaDApp pool prize. So we have 3 individuals from these 3 projects evenly splitting $4,000. Next up, we have BitGo, and we have all these amazing teams qualifying for the BitGo pool prize, and that is 14 individuals from 16 projects evenly splitting $4,000. Then we have Chainlink, and we have all these amazing projects also qualifying for the pool prize, and that is 76 individuals from 30 different projects evenly splitting $5,000 from Chainlink. Then we have Teller, and we have these 3 projects and 3 individuals from these 3 projects equally splitting $4,000 in Teller tokens. Then we have ENS, and we have Fundpool, Open House, OtterScan, DChess, and Blockhead, each winning $150 in ETH for the best ENS integration. And those are all the prizes. So I know that was super quick, and there's so many teams that have won so many amazing projects and prizes. So if you did not catch the name or if you missed something, don't worry. Not only can you rewatch this thing and pause the video after this ends, but we'll be posting all of this thing in the Discord, and all of you will be notified over email in the next couple of days with each of your prizes, and we'll be connecting you with the sponsors or distributing the prizes per sponsor given how it's set up. And before we wrap everything up, I want to say a few quick thank yous before everything ends. I want to especially call out to all these amazing members of this ecosystem and all the groups that make all this event possible. So I want to especially thank all of our judges and our mentors who were crucial into going through and helping judge over 230 projects. And without the help of all these amazing judges, we would not be where we are today, and we would not have these amazing 16 projects to demo to all of you here that what came out of this event. So thank you so much to our judges and also our mentors who helped answer questions and really give feedback to all of these amazing teams. Then I want to thank all of our speakers. We hosted 3 summits, so many talks and so many workshops, and all these speakers were super kind in giving their time and answering questions and really making all these amazing talks and presentations that will now live forever and be a good resource for anybody to catch up in the future on what is happening now and what's to come in this ecosystem. So all these speakers you were super amazing in making really good talks and workshops and panels. I want to thank all of you here. And next up, I want to thank all of our sponsors who hung out with 1,000 of our participants, answered so many questions about their protocol, other people's protocols, anything about Solidity to design to product to just how do you think about best practice in this space. And there's so many amazing people to thank that make this ecosystem and these events possible. And without all of you here with us for the entire month, the experience would not have been the same. So I want to really thank everybody here who made this event amazing and gave all their time and hung out in Discord and answered every question. And also, lastly, it takes so many people to help run everything in the background. Running a 1,000-person event from 75 countries and 19 time zones is not easy. And we have so many amazing members who are our judging and support staff for Global that were there in the background, making sure everything runs smooth from this very webinar to every single thing that you saw over the past 3 weeks. I want to thank all of them here and give them a special shout out. And lastly, I want to also quickly thank the Global team. This event was a incredible achievement for us because this is almost 2x the size of everything else we've done in the past. So we learned so many new things on how to think about running and operating at this scale. So I want to thank Nisha and Shungan for being our support staff, for helping run everything in the background smoothly, Luke for helping everything on the marketing and social media side, Catherine for managing everything from our sponsor relationships to prizes for all of our sponsors, and really managing that entire flow for getting us ready to talk about everything today. And then Emily for handling everything on the logistics and operations of managing this event asynchronously and through our Discord and our support. And Andrew for running everything that we do on the online side of this thing, from the webinars to the schedule, to everything that you're going to see at the end of this event that lives on the internet. And I want to also thank Jacob from the sponsorship team from managing the entire experience and bringing on some of the amazing partners that we have today that are here to help you succeed in DeFi. And Heather for keeping all of us in check and getting to think about how we think about ETH Global all together as an event and organization and making everything run super smoothly in the background. And then finally, Liam for doing everything we need to do to scale this thing to thousands of people, whether that's this interface that you're looking at everything on, to your dashboards, to managing everything from our prizes and sponsors and anything that you use to interact with for your submissions and our tech. So let's come back to those 16 teams. We saw 16 projects talk about what they built. Some of them are ready to not only become companies, but also have them be ready to use what they built for all of us on mainnet. And we call them finalists, but for those of you who've been part of these events before or not been part of these events before, finalists is the best word we have for these teams. ETH Global's goal is to bring more people into this ecosystem and have them continue building and learning about what's possible in Web3. So we don't design this event to be a competition. We want to highlight and showcase some super interesting and super cool projects. And we call them finalists because there's no first, second, third. Everybody that presented here, all 16 teams, are officially our first place winners here. And to celebrate that, we are going to be giving $1,000 in DAI or any other stablecoin per team member for each of these teams. I want to congratulate to all of these teams. In addition to any sponsor prizes you may have won, you will all be receiving $1,000 in a stablecoin of your choice or DAI after this event. So thanks again. And this wraps up what we have planned for HackMoney, and this is our second time running HackMoney. HackMoney 2020 kicked off with ETH Global going online for all of last year, and we learned so many things from our very first hackathon, and now we have this 1 year of feedback and iteration and a scale that we never thought we could achieve immediately, and I'm super happy that we got to see so many amazing and incredible projects. And with that, I want to end this the same way we end all of our events. This would not be a hackathon closing without telling you what's next. So that said, I am super happy to announce that our next event is going to be HackFS, which is going to begin at the end of July and will go on for another 3 weeks. And this is going to be our second time running HackFS, which is going to be in partnership with Protocol Labs. So if you're interested in anything related to IPFS, storage, or just overall Web3, everything in Web3, whether it's Ethereum or any other ecosystem, requires interacting with storage. And we can't wait to see all the amazing projects that are also going to come out of HackFS 2021. So for those of you who are interested, please check out hackfs.com. We are going to go live with it now. And I will see a lot of you again in a few weeks. And just to summarize everything one more time, I want to thank all the hackers again for all the amazing work they've done for the last month and put in all that effort and hard work in doing something they're super proud of. So thank you so much for showcasing everything you've done. Thank you so much for judging and being part of the ETH Global community. And if you want a prize, we will send all that information to you over email very soon, along with the next steps on stake refunds, which has already been given to you over email. So please check that, and we'll talk to all of you on Discord and hope to see a lot of you again at HackFS in a few weeks. So congratulations, everybody, and hope you have a great rest of the week and enjoy your weekend.